Good evening and welcome to the news. I'm Dinesh Rentley bringing you today's headlines. The Jaintia Coal Miners and Dealers Association has held a general meeting to seek solution for resumption of coal mining in East Jaintia Hills. Ribhoi East Headman's Association formally constitutes executive committee, opposes proposed KHADC bill. Prime Minister Modi's three-nation tour is strengthening India's strategic partnerships with uranium deal, defence exports and trade agreements. And the US launches fresh strikes on Iran after the Strait of Hormuz incident. Tehran closes key waterway. First, the local news. The Jaintia Coal Miners and Dealers Association held a general meeting at Cleariat West Community Hall in East Jaintia Hills to discuss the ongoing coal mining issue. Attended by MLAs Kurman Shilla and Santa Mary Shilla, MDCs, NGO representatives and coal miners, the meeting focused on finding a legal path to resume coal mining activities. Santa Mary Shilla says discussions with Union Coal Minister G. Kishan Reddy have yielded positive developments. Meanwhile, Kurman Shilla is urging unity, responsible resource use, environmental restoration and continued engagement with the government to seek a review of the coal mining ban. The Sinjuk Ki Rangba Shnong Ribhoi Mitngi formally constituted its full executive committee with the oath of office administered by B.B. Makadot, chairman of the Sinjuk. The association aims to preserve Khasi customary laws, strengthen traditional village administration, address social issues and safeguard village rights. Addressing the gathering, Makdot congratulated the newly elected office bearers, while he and the newly elected chairman strongly opposed the proposed KHADC bill, saying it would undermine the traditional authority of village headmen in land documentation and other customary functions. Following the recent flash floods that affected several households in Harli Bagan village in Bernihat after heavy rainfall, the Ribhoi District Administration deputed a magistrate to inspect the affected area and initiate measures to widen the roadside drainage channel identified as the main cause of the flooding. A district magistrate, accompanied by officials, visited the site as earth-moving machinery was deployed to remove obstructing structures and relocate electric poles to improve water flow. The action comes days after residents raised concerns over recurring floods caused by inadequate drainage.
Agane ka Singh hadin balangai layu iki video bagi lapha ba play ki nong snong jongi saka dorbar snong i claim up su wood bagi lawan no hangne ngin le inspection bat ka berubat ki bru snong kanala snong jongi kabiang kabeng ka ba penlong ban sakut ka kade kato bas le tor ba 330 basna torti ka National Highway Authority of India hangte hapo bornihat proper jingsa hangto kilatip ba hakatu kanala nakilai saus nong kitut ki te hendrai ki ai da ka humpai ba humpai kala long sapo jingsa kilade bersna da box ngakan mau ba mencep snem na kaliang local MLA ula simkhia sama pelat ula khot ya DC ula khot ya NHI ula khot barak ki dorbar snong banya page banya ban penbej bat kila patharu na kaliang ka DC bat MLA ya NHI ba kinlen kloi Andre hado menta na kaliang ka NHI kimpat le repat kta repat sedang ya ka tram tip na ka daw.
The Ribhoi District Asha Association organized its district-level gathering at Burnie Hut, bringing together Asha workers from across the district. The program was attended by Jirang MLA and Cabinet Minister Sostin Soktun and dignitaries. The event featured cultural performances by Asha workers and the formal induction of the newly elected office bearers. The gathering also served as a platform for Asha workers to strengthen unity, discuss community healthcare issues, and reaffirm their commitment to serving the people of Ribhoi district. The National People's Party held election meetings at Paryong on the Mauthad Raishan constituency and Mairang constituency as part of its campaign for the upcoming Shillong parliamentary constituency by-election. The campaign was attended by Deputy Chief Minister Sneha Bhalang Dhar, State Working President Hamletson Dotling and others. Addressing the gatherings, Professor Nonglait said he returned to active politics after accepting the NPP's invitation to contest the by-election, while Dhar asserted that the party remains united and described Professor Nonglait as a qualified and capable candidate committed to serving the people.
Dan kam sisa ye ki brio ki bala bat ai jengmot ia ka sarkar naya kendo iki laimat ki nalam jong sarkar o chief minister bat kini ki armot ki deputy chief minister naya selok ye ki bangawan ki bor ki kam ki bangi dai ban penbha lada ka sarkar ka snap ki jing ai jengmot le se ngala ya ka ban penget lan ni persno thu Yaki bahaying basem jonga, bat eki bahalor jonga, bangan pegiang, ya kena ke jenggerpan, bat kilong, ngin persang ban penulong, yaki jeng ai jemot kibat pilat terwa pilai, nak benta, kari kasi, kari uhnyo trap uhnyo skom.
As part of the annual observance of the death anniversary of freedom fighter U Tirot Singh Siem on July 17th, Hima Nongklao announced that this year's event will mark the grand conclusion of its year-long 500th anniversary celebrations. The announcement was made by PM Siem Le. He said a series of special programs have been planned with the detailed schedule to be announced soon. The observance will include a floral tribute at Uttarot Singh statue in Mairang, along with cultural programs, competitions for students from across the region.
Man kat nyu ter Julai man laga senam. Kajera ke kan long tham karpang. Maka ta kan long bangin rakelang ya kajing penkot. Ya kajing rapsan spas senam jam kahi man khala. Kan ni kan kom sosial sekali ko bahatan. Ha ka penhuan je ko ri haja. Penhuan je ki nong chong siang. Mat kamai ya beteng. Bantrai kam. Cũng đúng mình ra phải rồi các ta là khi khôi đi haja về ma ba ngày nay lại các bạn làm phần tiêu sực rằng giờ là khi khôi đi haja bạc kia rất cắt các đang làm một quy hoạch thì gia ca trong cái chân là cái trong đi.
Now the regional news. Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma today personally drove a road roller to crush seized narcotics worth 472.51 crore rupees during a state-level drug disposal program at Daulasal in Nalbari district. The event also marked the inauguration of Assam's first narcotics incinerator, with the destruction process set to continue for 10 days. The Chief Minister said Assam has registered over 3,300 NDPS cases and seized drugs worth more than 3,227 crore rupees in 5 years, while warning that the state will continue its strict action against the drug trade through stronger centre-state coordination and technology-based measures. The India Meteorological Department has forecast heavy rainfall across northern and eastern parts of the country over the next 4 days and has issued an orange alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in Assam, Meghalaya, Sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim and Bihar. IMD scientist Dr. Naresh said very heavy rainfall exceeding 12 centimeters is likely in parts of the northeast over the next 2 days, adding that overall monsoon rainfall remains below normal due to the absence of any significant low-pressure system and the influence of El Niño conditions. Moving on to national news. Prime Minister Modi's three-nation tour to Indonesia, Australia and New Zealand is opening new avenues for India's long-term strategic partnerships, including the operationalization of Australian uranium supply for India's nuclear program. The visit is also highlighting defence cooperation with Indonesia through agreements on BrahMos and Astra missile systems, collaboration on ports and critical minerals, and progress in trade relations with Australia and New Zealand. The tour marks a shift in India's global engagement. The Food Safety and Standards Authority of India have issued 9 notices to Swiggy Instamart following multiple consumer complaints alleging violations under the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. FSSAI has directed the food business operator to submit a detailed explanation and compliance report, warning of legal action if compliance is not provided. The complaints allege the supply of expired, spoiled, contaminated and unsafe food products. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said Hyderabad is emerging as a key hub for India's AI, semiconductor and electronics growth under Prime Minister Modi's Viksit Bharat 2047 vision. Addressing an industry town hall organized by HYSEA, Vaishnav urged the IT sector to shift from a software services model to an AI as a service model supported by industry academia collaboration. He highlighted progress in semiconductor manufacturing, electronics exports and advanced infrastructure, while stating that Hyderabad will play a major role in technology-led innovation.
Today morning we also had a very good roundtable with the IT industry, where we focused on the way semiconductor industry is growing in India and that huge demand for semiconductor design. That demand, how the IT industry can fill up, especially when the AI transition is happening. So during that AI transition, we have to look at the new opportunities. So new opportunities are coming in AI, new opportunities are coming in AI solutions, which is AI application based products, and in semiconductor design and in other electronics design areas. So this is what the IT industry has taken a proper cognizance of this. They will be working with the they'll be working with the semiconductor industry to make sure that new opportunities come for the students.
Now, the international news. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu today directed officials to make swift arrangements to bring back the bodies of 3 state residents who were among 15 Indian tourists killed in a boat accident near Phu Quoc Island in Vietnam. The Indian Embassy has started the process of transporting mortal remains while arrangements are being made to bring back the survivors by flight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan have expressed condolences to the bereaved families and assured support through Indian diplomatic channels. The United States launched a new round of strikes against Iran after the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps attacked a Cyprus-flagged container ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz, according to US military officials. US CENTCOM said the attack left a civilian crew member missing and damaged a vessel, while explosions were reported in parts of Iran following the strikes. Meanwhile, Iran has closed the strategic Strait of Hormuz until further notice, warning of a severe response to any further action and insisting on control over activities in the waterway. Let's now look at sports news. Linda Noskova has won of her first Grand Slam title at Wimbledon after defeating Karolina Muchova 6-2, 5-7, 6-3 in the final. The 21-year-old revealed that seeing the championship trophies during a bathroom break inspired her to return to court, determined to win the Venus Rosewater dish. Noskova becomes the youngest Wimbledon women's singles champion since Petra Vitova. Jude Bellingham has defended England's performance after coach Thomas Tuchel criticised their display in the FIFA World Cup 2026 quarter-final win over Norway. Bellingham scored twice as England came from behind to secure a 2-1 extra-time victory and reach the semi-finals. The midfielder said overcoming difficult conditions and adversity showed the team's strength ahead of their semi-final clash against defending champions Argentina. And now the weather report. In Tura, the minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 30 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 76%. Rainfall came in at 14.3 millimeters. In Shillong, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 25 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 88%. Rainfall was measured at 9.5 millimeters. Meanwhile, in July, the minimum temperature was 20 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 24 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity at 78%. Rainfall was measured at 6.4 millimeters. The forecast in Tura, Shillong and July say moderate rain with thunderstorm is likely at many places. And for those just tuning in, here is a quick recap of today's top stories. The Jaintia Coal Miners and Dealers Association has held a general meeting to seek resolution for the resumption of coal mining in East Jaintia Hills. Reboy East Headmen's Association formally constitutes an executive committee, opposes the proposed KHADC bill. Prime Minister Modi's three-nation tour is strengthening India's strategic partnerships with uranium deal, defense exports and trade agreements. And the United States launches fresh strikes on Iran after the Strait of Hormuz incident. Tehran closes key waterway. And with that, we come to the end of today's news edition. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you same time tomorrow. Until then, take care.